Hi guys, it's Ani from Create Your Future, and today I am going to explain to you why it's so important to persist and how things will be changing behind the scenes while you're persisting in your affirmations. Because I want to share with you um, what happened in my journey with me and my SP. Because I have a client success story today that's literally like exactly the same way things turned out. Like when she was telling me, I had flashbacks from like years ago of how I had a breakthrough with my SP. So I want to share it with you guys. And I know a lot of you are going through this. Um, and this is kind of like a motivation type of video. I mean, all my videos are like motivational because I've gone through it. So I know you will get there. You guys, I know you will get there. Like I know sometimes it's really, really tough because it feels like everything's like maybe working against you, you feel, or it's just you don't see like the light at the end of the tunnel, but I went through it. This client that I'm going to share the success story from, like very similar to my SP breakthrough story as well. I will also share another success story of mine towards the end of the video. I just want to prioritize my client's success story. So yeah, you guys stay tuned because this is for anyone that's like doubting. This is for anyone that's like you feel like you've been working on this so long and you're not getting anywhere. This video is for you. Okay. All right, guys. So the other day I met with my client, and she has everything I'm going to say about this client is literally exactly kind of the story with my SP years ago when I was manifesting SP. So she had created her SP to be extremely busy, like extremely busy. Like work always came first. Everything always came before her. She didn't feel good enough. She felt like she's, I don't know, last resort. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like they would not be so intimate. They were barely communicating, and when they would be, he would always be like, "Oh, let me call you back," or "Let me, you know, take this call." Whatever. You guys get what I mean, right? So very, very like she was not on a pedestal. She was not priority. None of that. So she started affirming, and and we always affirm like as if it's already happening, right? So she was affirming. She would see some hot and cold behavior with SP, like she would see some little things changing, and then it would go back to like, no, you're still not a priority. You're still not a priority. Like it wouldn't be consistent, like communication. There would be days they wouldn't talk. There would be days where he would say, "I'll call you back," and he never did. So if you guys have been experienced this, stick around, okay? So what happened was she came to me and she was just really frustrated and feeling really hopeless and like, Ani, I don't think it's working. I do see some movement, but I don't see major breakthroughs. And I feel like this is where I'm hitting a wall, right? So I know because I've went through this that you have to keep persisting. You guys, you persist with your affirmations and your mental diet until it shows up in front of your face, until the things you're affirming are said to you, until the things you're affirming are done. You're experiencing them in 3D. That's how you know when to I wouldn't say that's how you know when to stop. I don't want you to stop affirming, but I also want you to know you're not going to be affirming until the rest of your life. Okay, so I'll explain. um I told her, I said, you have to keep affirming because those little hot and cold behaviors you're seeing, that's him conforming. He's you pushed out. You're the only one with free will. So he's trying to conform. But what happens is when you don't get the full change in that person, what's happening is you're going back to the old assumptions you have of them. So you're doing the affirmations, they feel good, and then you see a little thing that triggers you, right? And that, like, they could say something, they could be like, I don't want anything serious right now, or they could just be like, yeah, I'm good where I'm at, like, I'm not interested in anything else, right? And then boom, that will trigger you to go backwards and think of the old way you used to see this person and stick to that and forget that all that work you were doing. We don't want to do that. Every time you get triggered, this time you want to be like, no, 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 no. I know how this works. I'm not falling for that old purge moment right now, okay? You're not going to fall for that purge moment. You're deliberately, consciously going to be like, this is that breakthrough moment. This is where I push through. Before, you would fall back. But you knowing what you know, you watching all these videos, you probably trying it out for yourself in other areas of your life. You've seen evidence. So you know that going backwards only keeps you in that cycle. Getting triggered, remembering the old version of that person, the undesired version, only keeps you in that cycle. You're just one thought away from the new version. I explain this in all of my videos. You always have a choice. You're never like stuck with thinking the worst of this person. You have two options. You can either think of the best possible things that can happen, the best version of them, even though you're not experiencing it right in this moment. Well, that's why you have your imagination. That's why we daydream. That's why we have affirmations. That's why we have this full-on super computer intellect here, because you're able to see things before they even occur. You're able to contemplate how nice it would feel if it were to happen, right? So you have this whole like system built in you, your highly, highly, highly intellectual like brain that can go this way, that can go towards your desired outcome just by thoughts alone. But because you have experience and history with undesired version of your SP, you feel like that's more relatable. That's not true. That's not true. So this would happen to me so much, you guys. Like every time I would feel like in the past, like I would have a breakthrough with SP, what would happen was like I would get some sentence or something that would indicate he's not fully conformed, right? So what would happen was it would be boom, said to me, and I would be like, where the heck did this come from? And then I would start thinking like, wow, is it ever going to work out? Are we going to stay here? Are we never going to go forward, right? Everything changed for me once I stopped caring about 3D and went back into my internal work, the internal conversations, the affirmations. Your brain is working like 1,000 miles per hour. This is like real time. It's very fast, very instant. Your 3D, not so much. Your 3D is not working like 1,000 miles per hour. So you have to allow the 3D to catch up, right? But I want you guys to see it this way. Imagine all this work you're putting in. It's like your subconscious mind, stay with me. Your subconscious mind is like a piggy bank. What you fill it in with, when the time comes for you to break the piggy bank and for it to flow out and you to enjoy what you put in there, you want to make sure it's what you want to enjoy, right? So like piggy bank, we could put pennies in the piggy bank, which, I mean, it's not so much. Or we could put like $100 bills in the piggy bank, right? So $100 bills would be your desired versions. Pennies, still desired, but that's like mixed with hot and cold behavior. If you get me so far, comment down below. So it's literally like what I'm trying to say is you reap what you sow. So what you put in, you get to enjoy. But most of the times what you're putting into your subconscious with your thoughts are not really things you're gonna want to enjoy or things you desire going forward. There are a lot of negative thoughts mixed with your desired thoughts, right? So remember, this is why we get hot and cold behavior. But it's okay, because every time you get hot and cold behavior, it's just an indication for you to persist. It's just an indication of, it's okay. Go back to your desired version of this person. Remember, 3D is still trying to catch up to your fast, smart, high-speed computer over here. So allow it to conform. That's where a lot of people get mixed up, is when the 3D is not matching fully their desired version. So now they get confused and they're like, am I doing something wrong? Are we just going to stay here in the relationship? We're never going to go any further. Or even if you're not even in contact with SP, right? Like, even if you don't have communication and you just don't see evidence, but you're doing the work, you still have to persist. You still have to persist. You still have to persist. This client of mine, what was happening with her was she was persisting and she was getting the same version over and over and over again with hints of new version SP. And they would get, what happened was she got into a really bad argument, really bad. Like, the guy was like, don't talk to me ever again, hung up the phone on her. And she used that, because I met with her and I said, you use this moment as, he felt really bad for what he said. The best version of him didn't like how he handled it. The best version of him is now going to show up and make all of this right. The best version of him is going to show up and commit to me. The best version of him is going to make everything up to me. So she started affirming, because you have two options. You can use what happens in 3D and sulk over it and feel really bad about it, or you can feel like this is the bridge of incidents getting me what I want. You always have two options. Whichever one you choose is up to you. Your subconscious doesn't really care which one you choose. Your subconscious job is to literally manifest it for you. Okay? Your brain, your subconscious, whatever is going to project it out into your 3D universe is completely like unbiased, non-judgmental. It doesn't care. You want to think negative thoughts all the time, think them. That's what it's going to project out. You want to think positive thoughts all the time, think it. That's what it's going to project out. That's how powerful you are, and that's how neutral everything is. And if you don't take my word for it, try it out. Try it out with specific people in your life, you guys. Like, trying it is the best way of learning about yourself and your thoughts. You can listen to people all you want, but unless you apply it, you won't know your triggers, and you won't know how things are conforming. You won't know what to work on next, right? So you want to be applying these things to see. Always keep in mind, write it down somewhere, write it down on your phone, write it down on a post-it note around you. I always have two options: desired story, undesired story. You always can go back to your undesired story with your SP, the one that you've already been playing on and on and on and on in your mind, because it just feels easier to play that story rather than the desired story, right? For humans, it's very easy to think of the worst that can happen. That's just how we are, because everything reflects that. The news, social media, everyone's always complaining all the time. It's become natural, right, for human beings to just complain. They're always looking for validation outside of themselves, not knowing the power is all within themselves by just changing thoughts alone. So also be aware of that. When you're walking around in the street, when you're with your family, when you're watching TV, be aware of complaining has become normal. So don't be a part of that norm. Be in your power. Your power is all within you. Your power is literally, if I change my story within, it will be projected out. Your subconscious, again, doesn't care if you're saying, oh, SP said we're going to be friends with benefits only, then I guess that's what's going to happen. Your subconscious isn't going to correct you and be like, hey, don't think that, because that's what I'm going to project out. Your subconscious won't do that. Your subconscious is listening to you as if you're God. Your subconscious is not going to correct you. Your subconscious is not going to talk back to you. Your subconscious is going to be like, oh, okay, you're going to take what he said as the truth. Cool. We're going to project that out as the truth. Are you going to change the meaning? Are you going to change the meaning of what SP said to you and make it to your benefit? Oh, you are? Okay, cool. So you're not going to be friends with benefits. He didn't mean what he said. You guys are going to be together in a committed relationship because he has no free will and he's committing to you and he's conforming to you. Okay, cool. You got it. Just be patient. Keep persisting. Keep persisting. Imagine your subconscious talking to you, right? Keep persisting because you have a tendency to go back to the old story. So unless you're repetitive with your thoughts, unless you're repetitive with your affirmations, I won't project it out to you, human God. So imagine your subconscious saying that, right? That's literally what's going on. You, God, Master, I am delivering to you what you command. But Master, you are shaky about your order. You're shaky about what you want. You keep jumping from one story to the next story. So how do you expect me to push out the perfect version of this person when you keep jumping from one thought to another? Listen to your coach. Persist in the new story only, or else I'm going to show you hot and cold behavior. Okay? Does that make sense? You guys, if that makes sense, comment down below. So what happened with my client, you guys? After she made those things mean that no, he feels bad for what he did. He feels bad for that argument. He feels bad for all these years not making me a priority. She changed the meaning of those things, right? Because in the beginning, she was thinking he doesn't feel bad. He's cool. He's cool with not making me a priority. He's cool with doing what he's doing. He's cool with being busy. Those stories never changed. So I said, you got to change them. So once she started changing them, once she started making it mean he's going to make it up to me, he wants what I want, what I desire desires me. Following day, after this huge argument, the following day he calls her up. He apologizes to her. He says, I want to make it right by you. The session we had was so exciting because we were like, like, I told you so. It was so good. But that's how quickly someone can conform. You just have to stick to your story because everything in your reality is literally there to help you get your desire. Everything. Your subconscious is trying to help you. Everyone around you is trying to help you because everyone's you pushed out. All you got to do is change your assumptions and meanings of things. Everything is here to help you. I'm here to help you. Create Your Future is here to help you. But what I'm trying to say is nothing is working against you. And that's what I would think with my SP, that something's trying to work against me and I gotta, I'm alone here. Like it's one against the whole universe, right? So now her SP is showing up for her like crazy because she keeps persisting in it. It wasn't a belief in her right away because I want you guys to understand something, and this was a breakthrough for me too. Nothing will beat a belief in you until you get enough evidence. That's why I say you don't have to believe in your affirmations. You don't have to believe in this person being the best version of themselves. You don't have to feel them being the best version of themselves while you're affirming, but you do have to persist in your affirmations. Then what happens is you get evidence. Then you're like, oh my God, I got evidence of my affirmations. This is crazy. I'm going to keep going. Boom. You keep going, you get more evidence. You're like, wow, this is really working. I need to stick to it. Boom, more evidence. You will get so much evidence where it will just now become a belief that this person is truly this version of themselves now. They have fully conformed. It's exactly the same. It's the same thing of my jackpot wins. Like if you guys I think it's easier to think about it in money or material. Like, my success story that I was going to share with you guys is this last week I hit another jackpot. It was about $4,800. I'll try to share it on our TikTok. So if you guys are not following us, follow us on TikTok. I think it's a Create Your Future TikTok channel. So I won another $4,800 this week. Last week I think I won $6,000. Do you guys see the pattern now? First, it was, oh my God, I won a jackpot. Then it was, oh my God, I won another jackpot. Now it's like every week I'm winning a jackpot. Why? Because now it's like already, it's no longer just a possibility for me. Because I got so much evidence, now it's a belief in me. Now I'm going to feel weird if I go play and not win a jackpot. Does that make sense? So this is exactly how it is with SP. You're not going to feel like everything's working out for you or this is the new version right away. You're going to get some evidence, and then you're going to get some more evidence, and then you're going to get some more evidence, and then you're going to get some more evidence, and then you're going to start believing, wow, like you're going to look back and be like, he's a completely different person now. This person now makes me a priority. This person now puts me on a pedestal. This person now cares about my feelings. This person now loves me unconditionally no matter what I do. This is how it happens. So I don't want you guys to think, like, don't have the expectation of you're going to get it all in one day and you're going to believe it right away. No. So if you have been getting manifestations and you feel scared that, oh my God, what if it goes away? Don't feel scared. Just keep persisting. This is the whole point of this video, is persist. That's how I had my breakthrough with SP. My SP is literally like, I had created him to be the busiest guy in the world. Now is making time for me like crazy. And same thing with that client. She went from being not even on the list of priorities for her SP to now being the number one. Like, he won't do anything unless he checks in with her and sees what she's up to. And that's how I want every one of you guys to experience your relationships, your SPs, your manifestations. So again, remember that piggy bank. Right now, you're filling that piggy bank, and you want to fill it with large bills. And what does the large bills mean? Large bills means desires. You want to keep filling it with desires instead of the pennies, which is hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. Because when that piggy bank breaks and you get to enjoy, you want to enjoy all the large bills. You don't want to enjoy just pennies and then counting all the pennies to see how much it adds up to, right? Because you have a choice. You always have a choice. Pennies, which is hot and cold behavior or hot and cold thoughts, to $100 bills, which is desired thoughts. Every time. Desired thoughts. You affirm your desired thoughts. You affirm your new version of your SP, regardless of what 3D shows you. Regardless of what 3D shows you. You guys, 3D is so like unimportant. 3D is only there for you to receive your feedback. 3D is only there for you to receive like and understand where you are internally. It's like a thermometer. Your 3D is like a thermometer. It's showing you like, hey, if it's really bad and it's like burning up, you got to fix something inside of you right now. If it's normal, if it's perfect, if it's like 98.6, right? You're 3D and it's giving you all this good feedback, you're on the right track. If you're neutral and you're not even getting evidence, that still means you got to stay healthy within with your thoughts, right? Look at me with all these analogies, you guys. I swear. If I'm making sense, comment down below. But that was my success story, you guys. My client is doing so well, and I wanted to share this with you because I went through it. I'm sure most of you are going through it. And I want you to know persisting is very important. I want you to take a little piece of paper or a post-it note, put it on your computer, put it like on top of your journal, put it on your phone, wherever, on the wallpaper on your phone, that there is always movement. There is always movement, regardless of whether you see evidence or not. There is always movement. That is why we get hot and cold behavior from people. And that is why we have success stories like my clients, where she went from one complete different person to the best version in less than 24 hours. But that happened because she was persisting all this time. So forget the time frame, 24 hours, 48 hours, 2 hours, forget that. You persist whether you see evidence or not, because that thought transmission is always happening. That piggy bank is always being filled with your experiences that you're gonna experience in your 3D. Okay? It's always being filled. It's always, your thoughts are always being recorded. Your thoughts are always being sent out to that other person. So you're affirming for the best version of them. They're thinking, I really need to step up to the plate. I really need to show this person that I love them. I really need to reach out and show up for them, put in action, put in effort for them, because they deserve it. They think it's their idea. That's how they're thinking. You're affirming that they're showing up as the best version. You're affirming that they're consistent with you. You're affirming that you're on a pedestal for them. Okay? And again, if you guys want to see, I shared the jackpot stories on the YouTube channel. So if you guys want to see all the jackpot stories, all the success stories I have with clients, course success stories, they're all in the playlist. So if you just click on playlist, go to Ani, you will get a lot of tips and a lot of like advice from me that I've used in my personal experience and what I tell my clients to do. A lot of you are getting success from the Manifest Your SP Now course and the Remove the Third Party course. I have a lot of success stories to share from those as well. I'm trying to catch up to them. But if you guys can't get a time with me, I suggest the courses, because a lot of my clients are getting success even before meeting with me. So you guys are doing such a good job. So I hope this video was helpful. If you find it helpful, please comment down below. If you have experienced any major breakthroughs, please comment down below, because it will really, really help anyone else. Let's keep it very positive and supportive. And I intend each of you watching this video get movement in your manifestations. I intend each of you watching this video feel calm and patient and really know that you're God. You're God of your reality and nothing is working against you. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.